Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, Say What's Real TV. This review is for Tyler Perry's Zatima, Season 2, Episode 16, A Gamble at Love. So we open up the episode where we left off with Zach over at the construction site with Bryce. And Zach is in disbelief because he thinks he's found out that Paul is married to Shady Val. So as he's standing there with his mouth open, Bryce looking at Zach like, damn all that. I know where I can get this money from. And Zach wants to know, is it going to come from Gary? And Bryce tells him, no, I've been talking to a new broker, but still won't say what the person's name is. So he tells Zach that he just needs like 500 grand to make the deal happen. And Zach tells him, look, I only have like $1.5 million left. I don't have it. I'm not doing it. So Bryce, he starts getting all up in his feelings, getting a little riled up, talking about, I know you got it. I know you got it. He brings up the whole kissing thing again. Like, I am so sick and tired of hearing about it. Even Zach was like, man, you still on that? So he had to tell him, look, I really don't trust your judgment because for you to even think that I would be down with all of that. So Bryce, he over there throwing a little tantrum, talking about, oh, it was just a kiss. It was just a kiss. You gonna let, this great deal go to waste or whatever because of that. So he talking what people could hear. So Zach feeling a little embarrassed, talking about, all right, loose lips, be quiet. Everybody can hear you. Bryce was like, well, it doesn't matter. It was just a kiss. And Zach said it does matter. But Zach just told him, look, I don't have the money, you don't have the money, so we going to have to pass on the deal. So they call Val over to let her know that they don't have the finances to go through with the deal. So Zach quickly asked her, like, who is that, who she was talking to? And she brought Paul over, and basically Zach thought he had something in the bag, like he was getting ready to go run and tell Fatima that her little new boy toy was married. But come to find out, Paul and Val are now divorced, but they're still good friends where they are able to call each other honey. So Val wanted to know how they knew each other, and Paul broke it down to let her know that Zach was dating someone or engaged to somebody that he's been hanging out with lately. And, they don't have nothing to hide. Zach sitting over there like he just knew he was going back to tell Fatima something, but they just bust his little bubble all up. So he told Val once again that him and Bryce, they're not going to go through with any of it. So she said she understood. They said their goodbyes and that he knows how to contact her. And then he was joking like, bye, honey, because she ended up leaving. So Paul asked Zach, can he talk to him for a minute? And of course, Zach was, being Zach, didn't really want to do it. But I get it. I understand why Zach really doesn't want to hear from somebody who is trying to push up on his girl. But Paul's point was trying to give him some advice on how he can get Fatima back. He's telling Zach how much he knows that Fatima loves him. She just wants to see his heart. She wants to be able to trust him again. She needs to see him vulnerable. She needs to see him raw. And Zach over there being immature, talking about, oh, you're new here, Paulie. And trust me, she's seen me raw. Zach always wants to make everything about sex. I'm like, Zach, just grow up. I know you don't want to hear it coming from Paul, but he is kind of telling you the truth. And you should take heed and listen to what he's saying. So Paul was like, look, I'm just trying to help you out. Like, before the inevitable happens and she come running back to me because you done messed up again. So Zach says that Paul is lucky that they were on the ground floor because if they were any higher, he would throw him out the window. And he means that-ish. And Paul told him, yeah, I believe you. And that's the sad part about it. And Paul walked off. So we head over there to the law firm and we see Fatima talking to a guy named Casey. And she's giving him the rundown on Deja, like where she works. She's pretending to be hurt and she's stripping and doing private dances. Casey is like, this is going to be a fun gig for him. He's going to put surveillance on her. And he can't believe that she would be dumb enough to be working in a strip club and be hurt. But I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's something she could do in the club where she don't have to actually be dancing. I mean, Dime over there doing nothing, just collecting money every night. She could do that. But anyway, so they wrap that all up and Casey tells Fatima that she's going to be a great attorney one day. And she says what she always says, and that is she has to get back in classes. And I cannot wait for her to hurry up and do that because we have yet to see Fatima pick a book up. But I'm all in support of her doing that so she can get from under Andy's thumb. So we go over there to the barbershop and Zach is in there trying to get tightened up for his little dinner plans later on. He's kicking it with Tony when Nate comes in trying to talk to him, and Zach really don't want to be bothered. But Nate is like, we've been best friends. I don't like when you mad at me. And Zach told him he needed to grow up. And I'm like, so do you, Zach, but, I get it. He was like, you need to cut out that Belinda crap. And he was like, oh, she just a booty call. I'm like, yeah, but you a whole married man talking about a booty call. Mr. Tyrone was like, Belinda just left here. So he said that he just gave Belinda some money for buying him some food last week. And I want to know, how does Nate get money? If he doesn't have a job, where is his income coming from? Lori kicked him out. So how is Nate getting money? I mean, is he out there tricking? Inquiring minds want to know. So I think it was Tony asked Zach what his plans were for later, and he told him he was going to dinner. So of course Nate wants to press the issue, like, who you going with? Who? And Zach is looking at him like, do you actually think I'll tell you anything? And told Tony like, man, get your friend. So since nobody wanted to tell Nate anything, he decided to hit below the belt and blurt out Zach's business and tell Mr. Tyrone that he was still going to therapy. So he was like, oh, you still doing that? Like, you better be careful because you're going to be running around here calling yourself a warlock. Trust me, I know. Nate thought that was just so hilarious and went hugging all up on Mr. Tyrone, and he done pulled the razor out on him, talking about, get your narrow ass off me. He had him in there shook. I'm like, y'all better leave that man alone. So we go back over there to Fatima's office, and Angela comes in there basically to let her know that the fake profile of her has been taken down and that it was Belinda. And Fatima can't believe that she was friends with Belinda all this long time, and now she's dead to her, and told Angela don't even try to hook them back up to make them friends again. And Fatima says she must have some type of love for her, which tells me she probably gonna make up with her later on down the line. Otherwise, she would already done effed her up by now. So Fatima gets up to leave, and Angela wants to know, like, where you going? And she tells her about her parents and a dinner with Zach. And, Angela was like, well, what are they trying to get you guys back together? And Fatima like, girl, I don't know. I'm just going to dinner. So she was like, well, you make sure you give me that tea as soon as you leave there. And I'm like, Angela, she lived with you. She don't have to call you the minute she step out the door. So we go over there to Fatima's parents' house, and she comes in. The mom, she done cooked all her favorites. She didn't order out. She actually cooked, she said, and she just wanted her daughter to feel good. So Fatima, she keeps asking both parents, like, what's going on? Are they not going to tell her? They talking about, nope. When Zach gets here, we'll talk about it then. So Zach, he makes it there on time, coming there pimp walking, talking about, what's up? I'm like, Zach, where your flowers at? You ain't bring your girl no flowers? I mean, where's the courtship? But anyway, Fatima had to let it be known, and she made it crystal clear she had nothing to do with this little dinner arrangement. So Zach jokingly tells her he knows. So they go sit down, and Mr. Henry says that, look, we have to have some true conversations up in here. They end up telling their story, how they met and the struggles that they went through, basically saying how Fatima is a lot like her mom, hood but classy, gun-toting and all of that kind of stuff. And that, her mom, she liked the street thugs, the gutter, and Mr. Henry, I guess he's trying to say he's like one of the lame ones. He's a square, and, she was all in with Fatima daddy, and she got engaged to Mr. Henry, but still had one foot in the street, for the thugs, and end up cheating. And Mr. Henry said he called off the engagement. And once that happened, he went buck wild and started hunting everything moving, and was messing with some lady named Barbara that reminded Mona of Deja. So he told them both that after going through all of that and them going into therapy, it really helped them, and they found themselves in a better place after all those struggles. So I think he was just trying to let them know, like, through all the struggles, all the rough patches, if you see things through, you put in the effort to make things work, you can have a beautiful life together, long as you put forth that effort. And, Fatima, she's still over there trying to play hard. And Zach was like, he has done nothing but probably caused most of the problems in the relationship. But, there's nothing he loves more than Fatima. and all of that. And Mona told him that, she sees the effort that he's making and that she apologized and she misjudged him. And that's why they were really there, because I guess she really wanted to apologize. And I can appreciate her doing that. And you can see Zach's whole demeanor change after that. It was like he belonged, like he felt comfortable there. So I thought that was pretty good. But Fatima, after all of that was being said and done, all she wanted to know was, Mom, you actually had an affair? Mona was like, girl, I don't want to talk about that. So that just lets you know that Fatima held her mom on a pedestal. She put her up high like she could never do no wrong in her eyes. So I guess that's just kind of blowing her mind. Now, although I did love this dinner scene, I really kind of feel bamboozled because in the first part of season 2, Mr. Harry told Mona, we got to tell her. And then when we get together this particular time, they tell us that Mona cheated on Mr. Henry way back in the day. Now, I know doggone well that wasn't a secret. They was acting like somebody was dying or something. Like, did something happen as a result of you cheating? I mean, we need to know. So after the dinner, Zach and Fatima, they leave, and he's kind of trying to get her to come back with him. And she told him, look, it's not going to be that easy, but you can keep trying. So he tells Fatima, I know you miss me. And she tells him that she does. And basically he was like, I miss you so much that it hurts. That's that hurt. That's when you lose some weight, can't even eat type hurt. But anyway, he started begging and pleading like, I'm not going to cheat. I promise all the stuff I'm learning. I'm going to be the man that you want me to be. So she starts walking off, going to get in her car, and he's telling her that he's going to leave the door open for her to come there. So she told him, don't do that. You're going to get robbed. And he's like, I'm going to leave the door open for you. Fatima told him, Zach, just keep working on you. He said, well, how are we going to work on us if you keep telling me no? And she was like, good night, Zach. She gets in the car and she pulls off, and he was like, I'm going to leave the door open. So when Fatima pulls off, Zach's phone rings and he sees that it's Connie, and he sends her straight to voicemail. So we go over there to Angela's house, and she's pacing back and forth waiting for Fatima to get in the door so she can get the tea of what happened at her parents' house. So as soon as they sit down, Fatima tells Angela that her mama had an affair. I know one thing, never tell Fatima any of your business, because she will run and tell it quick. So all Angela wanted to know was, what did Zach say? And Fatima told her that he was begging for her to come home with him. And she was like, so are you going? Fatima said she wasn't ready, and Angela was like, yes, you are. So Fatima starts talking about a timeline and wondering how long she make a person wait when she's trying to teach them a lesson. And I personally don't think there is a timeline. It's all about how you're feeling and when you are ready to go back. So Angela hit her with, you got to go back sometime, like you missed that man. Angela want her house back and her privacy. So Fatima was like, nope, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to go up, take a shower, and, go to bed. Angela told her she was getting ready to have some company, that Sam was coming over there. And Fatima said she'll just put her headphones on, and Angela was like, suit yourself, because it's going to be on and popping when he get here. So Zach, he finally makes it home, and he's getting out the car, gathering up his little Tupperware with the leftovers. He turns around, and bim, Connie is standing there in the dark. And he's like, what are you doing here? She said, I need to talk to you about something. It's your mother. He says, what now? She turns and goes to get in the passenger side of his car and tells him we should go. And they get in the car, and the episode ends there. Oh boy, what do you guys think happened to Miss Gladys? Drop down in the comments and let me know what your thoughts are. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.